Well, welcome everybody to our online program on addiction and recovery from the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And we've been providing some tips for families on how to deal with an addicted loved one. And this tip is pretty simple, and it's just love the addict, just love. Now, it may sound kind of wishy-washy, and in fact, not a lot of psychologists even talk about this one, but there's some real powerful evidence to suggest that maybe this is the most important thing you can do. Some of you may have seen the movie or read the book Leaving Las Vegas. That's written by John O'Brien, and John O'Brien was an alcoholic. And he wrote this interesting book, which they turned into a movie with Nicolas Cage and Elizabeth Shue. And the theme of this book, the reason why John O'Brien wrote it, was he was highlighting the importance of caring for an addict. In fact, caring for people that most people may not care for very much. In this case, also a prostitute that he hooks up with. And the story behind Leaving Las Vegas is this fellow goes to Las Vegas planning to drink himself to death in 30 days. Anyway, but John O'Brien felt the need to highlight this idea of caring for people, even if a person had an addiction. Right? So that's a little bit of a clue there. Eric Clapton, in his autobiography, he was very clear. As I'm sure most of you know, Eric Clapton had a very severe drug problem, ended up in rehab facilities twice, struggled with addiction for years. And in his autobiography, he talks about this very powerful force in his life. And the force was, and this is the reason he actually said, I can honestly say I'm happy now, is that he knew that people were around him who genuinely cared for him as a person. So not as a rock star, not as a rich guy or any famous guy like that, but as a person, right? So there's a second person with an addiction problem talking about the importance of feeling cared for. And of course, if you watch the online program, we've talked about the great alcoholic Nobel Prize winning writer Eugene O'Neill. And if you track Eugene O'Neill's recovery, you'll find very quickly it actually coincided when he felt love really for the first time, and in this case with his wife, his third wife. So here's three very thoughtful people who have written extensively on love and the importance of caring for someone with an addiction. And so maybe in the end, maybe that is the most important thing, to know that your loved one, that you care for your loved one, right? As opposed to giving money or hiring lawyers or bailing them out of this, that, or the other problem. Maybe absolute bottom line, at least according to Eric Clapton, Eugene O'Neill, John O'Brien, maybe the real key is if they know they're loved. Something to think about. Anyway, that's it for this program, and we'll be back next time with another topic.